to Power Pivot, what I'll do is I'll go to the file menu, go to options and settings, options. I'll go and uncheck these options. Current file, data load options. I'll uncheck import relationship from the data source and auto detect new relationships after data is loaded. I'll uncheck this too and press OK. I'll uncheck these two options. I'll press OK. So when I uncheck the two options, when I bring the tables, let me go and bring the tables now. Click on Get Data, SQL Server. Let's provide the server name and database name. This is the server. Let's provide the server name. Database name is optional. Press OK. Tell me guys, I'll go and bring these four tables now. Customers table, products table, sales table, and time table. When I load them, will you get the relationships or not? Automatically. When I load these four tables,
No.
will you get the relationship between them or not? So you don't
No,
get
we
it.
will not get.
You will see independent tables. Why you will see independent tables is I uncheck the two options. So the two options are working. I said that those two options are working to get the relationship. Look at this. Every table is an independent table. Why? While loading the tables, I uncheck the two options here. I uncheck the two options. So when I uncheck these two options, I'm not seeing any relationships here. Fine. The next one is, now when I want to show, let me bring it here. Let me reduce the size. When I want to show customer name wise sales, when I want to show customer name wise sales, I want to establish a relationship between customers table and sales table, correct, right? When I want to show customer wise sales, I want to establish a relationship between customer key. Then only I can see customer wise sales. Look at this. When I go here, when I take customer name and sales, it will not show the data. When I go to customer data, when I take customer first name, middle name, and last name, when I go and drag the sales column, it will show wrong data. When I drag the sales amount column, where we are seeing wrong data. For every customer, we are telling that we are getting 3.11 million sales. It is completely wrong data. If you want to see correct data, what you need to do? You need to establish the relationship here. Go to manage relationship. Click on new relationship, guys. When I click on new relationship, select the customer data table. Select the sales data table. So the common column is customer key. So, and the cardinality is in customer data table, customer key is once. In the sales data table, customer key is many times, one to many. Till here you understand, guys. Press OK. As soon as you got the relationship, when you close this, you are seeing a relationship between customers table and sales table. Will it show correct data? It will show correct data, right? The same way, when I want to see product wise sales, we need to have the link between these two tables. When I want to see product wise sales, based on product key, I need to establish the relationship. Then only I can see the data. So what you will do, go to manage relationship, click on new relationship between product data table and sales data table based on what? Product key and product key. In the product data table, product key will be only once. In the sales data table, product key will be many times. Just press OK. You'll get the relationship and close this. Now you can go and create the visual using product table and sales table. Now what is the next thing is, I want to create the relationship between sales table and time table. Sales data table and time data table. I want to create the relationship between sales data table and time data table. I want to create one visual using these two tables. I want to create a visual. First, let me explain what data is there in the timetable? What data is there in the timetable? Let me explain. So timetable contains, for each day, let me select timetable. For each date, you have some time key. One key is there. So for 1st July 2003, it is 1st July month 2003. The key is 731. 4th July, it is 734. 734. So there is a date column. For each date, there is a time key column. Understand carefully what I am going to explain now here. So there is a date column. For each date, there is a time key. Time key. What they are doing is, leave it about remaining columns. Leave it about remaining columns. What they are doing is, when so and so date, when the order was placed, if the order is placing on 2nd July 2003, if the order is placing on 2nd July 2003, let's assume the order is placing on 2nd July 2003. So for that 2nd July 2003, what is the time key you have? 732. 732. What they are doing is, when the order is placed on 2nd July 2003, in the sales table, what they are doing is, they are maintaining one order date key. On this date, when the order was placed, they will store this 732 here. They will store this 732 here. So let me go and filter it. 732. What is the meaning is, on this date, 2nd July 2003, 2nd July 2003, time key is what? Time key is what? 732. The time key is storing in order date key. That means on 2nd July 2003, how many orders was placed? 14 orders was placed. They are not storing as 2nd July 2003. They are storing this time key, guys. So when I want to store 2nd July 2003, it will occupy a lot of space, right? Simply what they were storing is, they are storing this key 732 like this. Just one key, right? Now I want year-wise sales based on order date. So I want year-wise sales based on order date. The requirement is, in the visual, I need to show year and I need to show sales. So based on order date, a year column will be there in, if you look at this, year column will be there in time data table, and sales amount column will be there in sales data table. I want to show year-wise sales based on order date. Based on order date. So the orders placed in 2000 year, what is the sales amount we received? The orders placed in 2001 year, what is the sales amount we received? The orders placed in 2002 year, what is the sales amount we received? I want to show order date year-wise sales. First of all, when you want to show year-wise sales, you need to link these two tables. When you want to link these two tables, when I want to establish the relationship, first you need to identify the common column. The common column here is time key and order date key. So common column means, the name of the column, people will think that the name of the column should be same. No, common column means the data in the column should be same. The data under that column should be same. In the order date key, I'll have same information, time key information. In the time key and order date key, the data will have is same. The data will have is same. Let me write here. Common column means not the data of the column. Common column means, so the data under the column should be same. The data under the column should be same. So only when the data under the column is same, we can call it as common column, guys. So if the names are different, if the column names also, so even fine, if the column names are also different, hence it is a common column. So the data under the column is same and their column names are different, hence still it is same. When the column names are different, still it is a common column, guys. Still it's a common column. Here what they are doing is, for each date they're storing one key, time key. On that particular date when the order is placed, on so and so date when order is placed, for the date, what is the key they have? That key they are storing in order date key. That key they are storing in order date key. Here the common column is time key and order date key. So even though their names are different, it is a common column, guys. So why? Because in the time key column you will have same values, in the order date column you will have same kind of values. They are common column. Now I want to establish the relationship. When I want to show order date year wise sales, now my total sales is, look at this, my total sales is 3.11 million. My total sales is 3.11 million. Just drag the sales amount column. I want to show, okay, total sales is 3.11 million. I want to show each year how much sales you are getting. Each year how much sales you are getting, I want to show here. To show each year how much sales, I want to drag the year column from date table. So I just want to go to the date table, timetable, date table or timetable. Some people will call it as date table. Some people will call it as timetable. I want to go and drag the year here. When I drag the year, I have 2001, 2, 3, 4 years. For that year, I want to see sales amount. Just drag the sales amount. Now, what it is showing? It is showing wrong data. Each year, it is telling that 3.11 million sales. Each year, it is completely wrong. What is happening? There is no proper relationship here. There is no proper relationship. That is the reason you are seeing the wrong data. You want to establish the right data. I want to see order date year wise sales. The orders placed on 2001. What is the sales amount you are getting? The orders placed on 2002. What is the sales amount you are getting? The orders placed on 2003. What is the sales amount you are getting? The orders placed on 2004. What is the sales amount I am getting? I need to show it. So for that, you need to link these two tables. Go to, let me clear this. Let me go to transform data. Sorry. Let me go to manage relationships. Click on new relationship, guys. I need to establish the relationship between which tables this time? Time table and sales table. Now you need to go and select common column. Between these two tables, the common column is time key, order date key. So look at this. On a particular date, when the order is placed, for a particular date, they're giving one key. On this date, when the order is placed, in the order date key, they will store this key. This is the common column. Just go and select it. And what is the cardinality? One to many. Here, for each date, only one key will be there. On this date, 10 orders will be placed sometime. 10 times you will have this key here. So here in the time key, only one time you will have that number. That number you will have here many times. One to many cardinality. Just press OK. When I press OK, when I click on close, you'll get the relationship now. Now tell me, guys, will you see the correct data now? Perfectly, you will see the correct data in the visual. In 2001 year, the sales amount is this. In 2002 year, the sales amount we got is this. In 2003 is this. 4 is this. Total is 3.11 million. Now the data is showing correctly. Fine, guys. Now you are showing order date year wise sales. Now I want ship date year wise sales. Now what you are showing is, in 2001, what are the orders was placed? What is the sales amount? In 2002, what are the orders was placed? What is the sales amount? In 2004, what are the orders was placed? What is the sales amount? This time I want ship date year wise sales. Ship date year wise sales. So when you want order date year wise sales, order date year wise sales, what you did when I want order date year wise sales, what I did is I established a relationship between time key and order date key, which will give order date year wise sales. This time my client is asking to show ship date year wise sales. The second visual he is asking to create is ship date year wise sales. That means the order shipped on 2001, how much sales amount you are getting. The order shipped on 2002, how much sales amount you are getting. For that, what you need to do is, again, same thing, guys. So let me go to, where is this? Let me go to the model view, go to the manage relationship, click on new. What they're doing is timetable and sales table. What they're doing is, for a particular date, they're giving one time key. On this date, when the order was shipped, there is a ship date key. They are storing this key here. Understand carefully. For every date in the time data table, we have one key. For 2nd July 2003, we have 732. When on 2nd July 2003, when order was shipped, in the ship date, they will store that key. When you want ship date year wise sales, you need to establish the link between time key and ship date key. Then it will show ship date year wise sales. What you need to do, guys? You need to go and establish another relationship between time key and ship date key. Look at this here. There is ship date key here. Between the ship date key and time key, I need to establish the relationship. When I establish the relationship, it will show ship date year wise sales. So let me go and try it. Go to the manage relationship, click on new relationship. This time it is between time key and ship date key, sales table, time data and sales data, between time key and ship date key. So when I select it, the cardinality is one to many. For each date, you will have one key. It will be unique here. On this date, when the 10 orders was shipped, this key will be there for 10 times. Right. So only problem is when you try to establish another relationship, this make relationship is not checked. Look at this here. When I try to establish the first relationship between sales data table and time data table, when I see the first relationship between sales data and time data based on order date key and time key, the checkbox got selected. For the first relationship that make this relationship active, checkbox was selected. When I try to create a new relationship, I'm going to manage relationship. I'm trying to create some new relationship again. I need to create a new relationship between time data table and sales data table based on time key and ship date key. Now, so this checkbox is not selected by default. Make this relationship active is unchecked. Why? Because already between the timetable, sales data table, we already have one relationship between time key and order date key. We have first relationship and we are trying to give the second relationship now. Based on time key and ship date key, we are trying to give the second relationship. So for first relationship, by default, this will be checked. It will be active relationship. But for the second relationship, this checkbox will not select, guys. Look at this. When I try to make it active, it will give a message. You cannot create two active relationship between sales data table and time data table. And the OK button is grayed out. So between the two tables, we will not have multiple active relationships. So if you want to press OK, I need to uncheck this. When I press OK, you got a relationship, but this relationship is not active, it is inactive. When the checkbox is not selected, it is inactive relationship. When the checkbox is selected, it is active relationship. Let me close this. When I close this, you got the relationship here. Look at this here. What is happening? Look at this here. You have one active relationship. The bold line is active relationship. Between order date key and time key, the bold line you are seeing is active relationship. And between ship date key between ship date key and time key, between ship date key and time key, you are seeing dotted line. Dotted line is nothing but inactive relationship, guys. Wherever you are seeing dotted line, that is inactive relationship. Wherever you see bold line, that is active relationship. Now, so in interview they'll ask you, between two tables, how many active relationships you have? Only one, guys. Between two tables, how many active relationships you have? Only one. So we can have only one active relationship. Only one active relationship. Only one
Unmuted.
relationship you have it. So when you try to establish second relationship, it will give what? A dotted line, an inactive relationship. When you try to create any visual using sales data table and time data table, it will show by default active relationship data only. In the visual, it will show what data? Active relationship data only it will show. It will not show this inactive relationship data. So now tell me, guys, I created this visual using timetable and sales table. So which data it will show? It will show order date year by sales or ship date year by sales. In this visual, look at this. When I take year from this, when I take sales from this, will it show order date year by sales or ship date year by sales? Someone tell me, guys.
Order date.
So order date year by sales. I said that it will show based on active relationship data. Okay. So I want to show in this visual ship date year by sales. I'll copy this. I'll store it somewhere. I'll copy this. So in this visual, it is showing order date year by sales, order date year by sales, and sales amount. So now what I need is, in this visual, I need to see ship date year by sales. In this visual, if you want to see ship date year by sales, what you can do is go to the manage relationships and you can make it active inactive. So when I want to show ship date year by sales, I want to make it active. I want to make this relationship active. When I try to make it active, it will tell that between sales data table, between time data table, already there is an active relationship. You cannot go and have another active relationship. First, they are telling that go and make it, go and delete that first relationship or go and deactivate it. So you can do one thing. So if you want to make it active, first you need to go and make this as inactive. Between sales data and time data, make this inactive first. When I make it inactive, now tell me, can I go and check this as active now? Is it possible? Is it possible to make it active? Yes, this is the first relationship for me. So like now tell me, guys, both are inactive relationships. Guess what might be the data you will see in the visual? This visual is inactive relationship. This visual is inactive relationship. So what might be the data it will show is completely wrong data. Even though when I have inactive relationship, visual will not show the data based on inactive relationship. Visual always will show the data based on active relationship only. You are showing wrong data here. If you want to show order date year by sales, you want to make this relationship active. If you want to show ship date year by sales, you want to make this relationship active. So now I want to show ship date year by sales. Go to manage relationship and click on this checkbox. It will allow now. Click on close. Now look at this. The ship date year by sales is active now. This is the active relationship. Ship date and time key. This is the active relationship. This is the inactive relationship. Now what data it will show is ship date year by sales. Look at this. You will see different data here and there. So in 2001, what are the orders was placed? Their sales amount is 3,87,000. In 2001, what are the orders was shipped? It is 3,70,000. Few orders which was placed on 2001, they might be shipped on 2002 also. They might be shipped on 2002. In 2001, December 31st or December 30, what are the orders was placed? They will be shipped on 2002 also. That is the reason ship date year by sales is showing less. Order date year by sales is showing more. Perfect, guys. Now my client is asking to show both the data side by side. I want to see order date year by sales and ship date year by sales. Both the visual side by side, I want to see it. I want to understand more about it. Then when you want to show both the data, you need to have two active relationships. In Power BI, there is no possibility to have multiple active relationship. Only one active relationship you can have it. Then what I need to do? So important question. So there is a workaround. We'll show you. So client is expecting to see both order date wise sales and ship date wise sales. So when they want to see both order date wise and ship date wise sales, directly you cannot get it. Power BI can show either one. Either it can show order date year wise sales, either it can show ship date year wise sales, but not both of them. But not both of them. And if you want both of them, what we need to do? I want both of them together. What we need to do? So what we need to do is, so we have some workaround, guys. So when I will explain is, when I start DAX, next part of Power Pivot. Now we are discussing data modeling in Power Pivot, right? In enhancing the data model, we'll discuss. If you want to see, if we need to see both order date and ship date wise sales, ship date wise sales, we have some workaround. So what is that workaround? I'll show you when I start the DAX, guys. So there is, when I start Power BI material, Power Pivot, when I start DAX, there is a category of functions called filter functions. In the filter functions, you have a filter function with the name, use relationship function. So when you use this use relationship function, we can calculate the values based on inactive relationships also. Whenever I need to calculate the values based on, see, by default, Power BI will create the values based on active relationship. Whenever I need to calculate the values based on inactive relationship, I need to use one DAX function with the name use relationship. So there is one more workaround. I'll show you when I start DAX. Half an hour of time I'll discuss there. So there is second workaround also. I'll discuss in the coming classes. For now, keep in mind this point for now. Fine, guys. So we understand this is what schema now? Tell me, this is what schema? Star schema or Snowflake schema? Which schema it is?
Star schema.
Yes, it's a star schema. It's a star schema. So every dimension table is directly linking with the fact table. When every dimension table is directly linking with the fact table, it is a star schema. It's a star schema. So in the managed relationship, we discussed everything, guys. Here in this window, when to make it active, when to make it inactive, we discussed. And we discussed about new, we discussed about auto detect, we discussed about edit, we discussed about delete. And when I select this, so some more things, yeah, yes. No, why? How it is a composite key? No, it is not a composite key. Composite key means when both the conditions are true, show the data. Whenever you want composite key, what we will do is we'll derive one additional column by adding the two columns, column 1 and column 2. With that column 1 and column 2 together, we'll combine them. We'll derive one new column in this table. We'll derive another new column in this table. We'll link them using the two columns. This is not composite key. It is a separate relationship. See, there is no need of covering it. So whenever there is a requirement where you have two conditions should be true. So what you can do is you can go to each table and combine the two columns. Let's assume these two columns together, combine it. There is a concatenate function. I'll show you how to combine the columns. There is a concatenate function. So to the concatenate function, pass this column and column. So these two columns data you will get into one column. Same thing, do it in another table. Concatenate it. Then link the two tables with the column you derived. So that it can show when two conditions are true, then only it will show the data. We'll see how to concatenate the columns. You'll see. Fine. The next one is So what we are pending with is, so when I select any relationship, when I click on edit, it will open the edit relationship window. It will open the edit relationship window between sales data table, between sales data table, between sales data table and customer data table. I am establishing the relationship. Cardinality. So we discussed till here. We discussed how to select the tables, how to select the common columns, what is cardinality. In the cardinality also we need to discuss many to many, and this make this relationship active inactive. We discussed. So and there are some points called cross filter direction. We have not discussed it. There is single and both. When to discuss, when to go with single, when to go with both is important. In the interview point of view, 100% there are lot of questions you will get it from data modeling, guys. So when to go with single and when to go with both. Let me write what are the pending options you have. In the cardinality point of view, just 1 second. Look at this here. So what are the pending topics is, here we need to discuss many to many cardinality. I discussed many to one, one to one, one to many. There is many to many. We need to discuss many to many cardinality. Many to many cardinality. This is one cardinality we are pending with. The next one is, so there is cross filter direction, single and both. When to go with single, when to go with both, we need to discuss. So cross filter direction, single and both. Single and both, we need to discuss. Once after discussing cross filter direction, single and both, and we need to discuss, there is a checkbox, apply security filter in both directions. Apply security filter in both directions. What is this checkbox? When we need to check it? Let me write here. Apply security filter in both directions. Security filter in both directions, guys. Apply security filter in both directions. So what is the use of this checkbox? When this will be enabled? When we need to check it? We need to understand. And lastly, we need to discuss about assume referential integrity. The last option we need to discuss about is assume referential integrity. Referential integrity. Assume referential integrity. What is this assume referential integrity option? What is this assume referential integrity option? When this will be enabled? When we need to check it? Except this, we discussed everything, guys. In the data modeling part, so let me delete it even for now. And let me create a new relationship between customer table and sales table. Go to manage relationship. Click on new relationship between customer table and sales table. We know how to select the tables. We know how to select the common columns. And we know how to select which cardinality it is. And we know what is this make this relationship active. So you can make the relationship active, inactive from here also. So one thing keep in mind, you can make the relationship active here, or once after selecting it, when I click on edit, you can make it active, inactive. Both are same. Both are same. And only pending options is many to many cardinality here, and then cross filter direction, single and both, and then we need to discuss this apply security filter in both direction and assume referentiality. So frankly to speak, this 4 are bit complex to understand. When I explain now in one go, you will not understand about this many to many relationship or about this cross filter direction, single and both. I can explain here. I can go and start explaining here what is many to many relationship, what is other options. But one time going and understanding them in one time is difficult. Every option is important. They will ask in the interviews. Whatever I listed here, every option is important. When you will go with many to many cardinalities. So as they are lot of navigation involved. They're a bit difficult. What I can do is I'll share 2 videos with you. The 2 videos will cover about all these 4 options, guys. Listen to the videos many times, not 1 or 2 times. Listen to the videos many times till you understand what is this many to many cardinality, what is this cross filter direction, single and both. When we need to go and check assume referential integrity option, what is the use of it? What is this apply security filter in both directions? What is the use of it? So even when I explain in the class here, there is no use, guys. Again, you need to go through the videos. So I'll share 2 videos with you. You'll get 2 videos now. Please go through the 2 videos and try to understand about this concept, guys. By this, we're done with data modeling. Already 4 hours I discussed here. What is data modeling? What we will do? And you will get 2 more videos. So just go through that. By that, we are done with the data modeling part. Anybody have any questions apart from these 4 options? You just go through the videos and reach out to me if you have any questions on this. We'll discuss. Now, apart from this, anybody have any questions about the data modeling part? Anybody have any questions, guys? So if there is no questions, we'll stop here for today. We'll continue from here in tomorrow's class, guys.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.